Today I'll describe the exact scene of a revival of Madurai Adinam. There was a time, arrogant, intellectual, but not intelligent, cunning, but not compassionate, experimenting, but not experienced. Few monks from the perverted Jainic tradition, please understand, not the real Jain tradition. The real Jainism is a powerful spiritual tradition. In course of time, the perverted, diverted Jaina tradition, few so-called priests and monks have evolved who have started only using the wealth and the tradition to fulfill their own ends, who are not honest, authentic or sincere, integrated. Whenever a living master leaves the body, the inevitable corruption, perversion which happens in the tradition has happened to the Jainism also at that time. So few Jain monks, very influential but not impressive, powerful but not energetic. Understand? Power means the capacity which comes to you after something from outside is added. Energy means the capacity which comes to you without anything from outside. Powerful but not energetic. Having the status of a leader but not the state of the leadership. Those few fellows were ruling the country and misguiding the king. Poor king, unfortunately, because no other option, he was also obeying them, listening. And these few perverted priests and preachers slowly started grabbing the whole country. The very growth of the country started getting disturbed and destroyed, detracted by these few Jain monks. Queen of the king, wife of the king, Mangayar Karasya, a great lady, woman of a stature of a sage, still worshipped in all Hindu temples of South India as one of the enlightened saints of Saiva tradition. I can imagine how she would have looked, how she would have been lived, how she would have been living, thinking. A saintly person, highly evolved, devotee of Shiva, Mahadeva. She started getting worried, started having a deep concern for the country and citizens. Please understand, those days, rulers were very concerned about the conscious evolution of the citizens also. Not just food, clothes, education and infrastructure of the country. No, consciousness of the country was also very important for them. What you believe is more important than what you eat or what you drive and where you live. What you believe as life is more important than the car you drive, the house you live, the salary you receive, the language you speak, or the food you eat, the dress you wear. What you believe as life is too precious to be lost with some fools. So Mangayar Karasya was highly worried. She slowly started feeling suffocated to be in the palace and unable to do anything for the conscious growth of the citizens. She herself is a highly evolved saint. But as you know, wives are never heard nor respected, can never be accepted, especially by king. For a king to listen to a wife, queen, too much. So the king, his name is Goon Pandian, because he had a bent back. In Tamil, the bent back is called goon. Of course, he was surrounded by goons. So, in a way, the name fits in English and Tamil both. His back was bent. He was not ready to listen to Mangayar Karasya, the queen. She tried her best to convince Goon Pandian the complete conscious growth can happen only if emotion also evolves. Please understand the key difference between the Jainism practiced at that time and the Shaivism is the sacred sentiments for emotional evolvement. Please understand, Jainism had literally everything Shaivism had, Vedic tradition had. They had yoga, they had tapas, they had meditation, they had everything for the growth of the body, yoga, for the growth of the mind, meditation, for the growth of the consciousness, enlightenment. All concepts were available even in those days in Jainism, but for the growth of consciousness, the sacred sentiments, the ability to feel connected, the ability to melt, the ability to merge with the divine, the ability to radiate humbleness. Unfortunately, that was missing. The ability to feeling connected. When that misses, even the meditation and the extraordinary powers and experiences you receive only makes you more egoistic. It only makes you more egocentric, more arrogant, more abusive. But Mangayar Karasyar, the great queen of the Pandya kingdom, is unable to handle this whole situation. She was completely disturbed, perturbed, shaken, shivering. She slowly asked the king, "O Lord, you are suffering with this henchback." Am I right? Henchback. Huh? Hunchback. This bent back for such a long time. Can I invite a young healer from Tanjore district, from Chola kingdom, who is well known for his healing powers? The king's eyes have slowly opened wide. He said, "Is it so?" He was thinking, contemplating. But the moment Mangayar Karasyar said, "He is from Shaiva tradition," no, I don't want to meet anybody from Shaiva tradition. Leave it. King said no. Mangayar Karasyar could not say anything. She just left it. But again, after a few days, she asked the king, "O Lord, why don't you at least ask these Jain monks who are constantly putting all different ideas into your head, who are bending your brain also, to straighten your back?" King said, "All right, I'll ask them." He called those few monks. They came and they tried as usual. Some chanting this, that. Nothing worked. And they only were giving empty words. No, life is impermanent. Your body itself is impermanent. Why do you want to straighten it? Whether it is straight or bent, anyhow it is going to be burnt. Understand? If all these words are uttered to raise the king towards enlightenment, it is perfectly all right. Nothing wrong. But if all these words are uttered to cover up their inability, then something is wrong. The other day, I was brought a report by one sad guru who was giving a discourse and saying, all this materialization, giving boons, healing, and all is not enlightenment, not spirituality. Come on. If you are able to do and does not want to do, great. Prove at least once. But don't use all this philosophy, bulbul, to cover up your inability. These monks also, these preachers, they were trying to do the same thing. They tried to use the philosophy to cover up their inability. Don't use philosophy to cover up your inability. Use philosophy to create more and more ability. Philosophy should be used to expand your abilities, not to cover up your inabilities. These monks were trying to cover up their inabilities. Queen Mangayarkarasi intervened the scene and told the king, no, enough, we had enough of words, 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 words. Now, even if the body is impermanent, we want somebody who will straighten it till it dies. Even if it is going to be just next 10 days, we want somebody who will do the job. Not that who will sit and talk. It's like your car has become repair. You take it to the shed and you tell him to repair it. That fellow sits and gives you a discourse on how the world is impermanent. Why do you need a car? Why do you first of all need to walk? Why do you come out of your house? Why don't you sit inside your house itself? We have not come to the car shed for listening to a discourse. We have come to the car shed to get our car repaired. Our great intelligence, the Mangayarkarsi intervened and told those preachers, no, we don't want any more empty words. We don't want to listen to any more the empty discourses. No, we want result. Finally, the queen was able to convince the Gunpandian, the king, to invite Thiruñana Sambandar, the great saint, the young healer from Chola kingdom. Finally, the Gunpandian thought, all right, anyhow, why not give a try? She talks so much about him. Gunpandian also knows all the husbands, even though they don't listen to their wives, they know their wives are more intelligent than them. Inside their heart, they know we may not listen to her because of our ego and ideas, but she is intelligent. They know. So finally he thought, all right, why not give a try? Finally, Mangayarkarsi just took the nod of Gunpandian, sends a grand invitation with a palanquin, all the traditional paraphernalia to invite Thiruñana Sambandar, the great saint. The invitation reaches Thiruñana Sambandar. He was exactly in the same situation when I was offered to accept this Madurai Adinam throne.